This clip was just posted to every video platform around the world. After disappearing off the face of the Earth, Dr. Skinner has made his return.
If you find yourself unable to feel any kind of pain, then that is no different from being dead.
While it is unfortunate, due to its dependency on Hapna, mankind as we know it is dead. Furthermore, we have become fixated on short-term gains in a never-ending battle against our fellow man. This struggle has irreparably destroyed the environment of our planet, taking the lives of countless people in the process. And so, as a scientist, I'm forced to come to this conclusion. That is the true nature of the human race.
No way.
Can we allow this evil to continue? Shouldn't we, the human race, be held accountable and face punishment for our sins? As a matter of fact, I did not develop Hapna to act as a mere painkiller. I engineered it to remain in the body. 3 years after ingestion, Hapna will mutate, killing all those who have taken it.
Now here it comes.
It is impossible for Hapna to be neutralized or purged from the bloodstream. I have no intention of playing God, nor do I intend to unilaterally decide what the fate of humanity will be. All I am doing is serving as the seventh trumpeter.
You've got to be kidding.
I estimate in 30 days, the first users of Hapna will die. But you should all know that I currently have the cure. You have 30 days. If someone can find me within that time, then humanity will survive.
Whether we as a race are worth saving or not is something that I leave for all of you to decide.
In the past, Dr. Skinner sought peace and equality for all. People thought the man was a real saint.
And now that he's come back, you must think he's turned into the devil.
I want you to help me find him.
This is Denise Skinner, born in Istanbul. Assuming he's still alive, he would be 56 years old. Lost both parents to local unrest at the age of 12. He's remained alone ever since. No wife, no kids. He enrolled at ETH Zurich when he was 16. Got into Cambridge at 20. And while there, made many significant accomplishments. People were starting to call him the next Einstein. Skinner was awarded the Nobel Prize 3 times, but donated the money to charity. He lived a very humble life, even going as far as to abandon the patents on the drugs that he developed.
Wow.
He was a passionate activist who took part in protests advocating for peace and ending economic disparity. He was also a strong proponent for climate change. He attended many environmental summits and the United Nations General Assembly, where he would press countries to do more. This speech here was one of the most famous he gave at the UN.
I am simply here as a scientist who is stating the facts. According to my calculations, precisely 3 years from now, the ice in the North Pole will melt and be lost forever. And that's only the beginning. We must take action now or things will get out of control and the environment will collapse. A thriving economy isn't going to help anyone when Earth becomes uninhabitable.
Despite his efforts, the speech ended with multiple countries of the UN withdrawing from the assembly. Not long after that, he vanished without a trace.
I found him! I found Dr. Skinner!
Where is he?
It's definitely him, but it looks like there are thousands of him.
He's all over the place.
Wow, get a load of that one.
Gross.
Someone must be hacking the surveillance systems. Are they replacing all the faces with his?
Yes, and it's being done with precision. They've altered the polygon masks as well as the thermal imaging.
So what are you saying? Skinner is the one behind all this?
No way. I'm only aware of 3 hackers that can pull off a task like this.
And who are they?
Popcorn Wizard, Dr. 909, and Mad Screamer. Oh, that last one is me.
What?
Seriously?
There's a strong possibility one of the other 2 hackers is helping Skinner out.
Elena, can you find them?
I'm on it.
The surveillance cameras are no longer an option, but this does give us one clue. If Skinner has undergone plastic surgery to change his appearance, there would be no need to do all of this. Which means...
that he's still somewhere out there, with the same face.
Correct. For now, I want Chris and Leland to see what they can find at Skinner's residence.
I have a lead I can follow up on, too.
Let's see here. Oh, nice. It's opened.
Cleaning crew!
Pardon us. Nothing of value to us here, huh?
Yep. And it's no surprise since the FBI and cops already swept this place.
Gotta say, this house is pretty unremarkable considering it's owned by a super famous scientist. You know what I mean? Is that Hopna? Doesn't look like it.
You don't suppose this thing could be a cure to Hopna?
You're joking, right?
Yeah, there's no way.
I need your help. I'm looking for Skinner right now.
I haven't talked with that man for years. Little did I know that humanity would one day be killed by the medicine he invented.
Any information would help, no matter how trivial.
I imagine that Skinner was someone who most people saw as an honorable man. But he was obsessed. His research blinded him to everything around him, including the time of day, and that made him a nuisance to all the people he worked with. It was exhausting, and I knew I wouldn't be able to keep up. So, I just cut all ties with him. But then as I watched him rise to prominence, it made me jealous. I desperately wanted to outdo him, to somehow leave my mark on the world. And that frustration drove me to falsify the results of my research. It led to the university firing me, and that's how I ended up here. Oh, right. I just remembered. This one time we got into a passionate discussion about baklava.
Baklava? Isn't that a Middle Eastern pastry?
Yes. Skinner told us that his grandmother Belinda made the best baklava in the world. He raved on about how magical the recipe was, and that no one could ever make it the same way.
His grandmother?
As I remember, he mentioned she lives somewhere in Istanbul. But I couldn't tell you if she's still around now.
You must be here to ask about my grandson. It's been years since I last saw him. It's not like I was keeping it a secret. It's just that no one ever bothered to ask me. You see, he tragically lost both of his parents when he was little, so I stepped up to raise him in his mother's absence.
What was he like?
He was a normal little boy, and a kind-hearted crybaby. Nothing unusual there. No matter the years, or the chaos he has caused, to me, he's still just the cute little grandson I raised.
That's weird. I think I've seen this flower somewhere before.
Ah, that's right. That is something he brought for me. Apparently, it's a very rare variety of tulip that hardly blooms.
Do you remember the last time you talked to Skinner?
Let's see, about 3 years back. Yes, that's right. He sent me a video message.
Hello, Belinda. How have you been? I've been pretty busy with work lately. I wanted to visit for Christmas and have your baklava, but it seems like I'm not going to be able to make it. Once things settle down, I promise I'll come home. So take good care of yourself until then. Bye for now.
I gotta say, that doesn't look like the kind of guy who would commit the world's worst massacre.
It's Skinner.
Huh?
He's gotta be watching us from somewhere. He wants to make sure that Belinda's okay.
So do you think he's watching us right now? What is that?
Yo, Skinner. You see me in there? Remember this face. I'm coming after you. Your ass is mine!
What is that? Somebody prints on paper in this day and age?
It's a spirituality magazine, published 15 years ago. There's an article in it covering an MIT researcher visiting a commune.
He's kinda hot.
That's Skinner.
What?
In his younger days.
For real?
Despite his young age, Dr. Skinner is known for his numerous scientific achievements, and he was greatly impressed by the commune's philosophy after visiting. There you have it.
You trust what's in this magazine?
In any case, the commune featured in it still exists as a religious organization. It's called Tower of the Truth.
Oh, it's nothing.
This group enshrined a post-singularity AI as a superior being and worships it as a god. Apparently, they believe that since it's free of human ego or desire, it's perfect for a modern-day deity.
Sounds kind of sketchy to me.
Elena, any chance you can get access to their AI?
Not possible. Naga is completely disconnected from the outside world.
Naga?
That's the name of the AI.
Wait, how do you know that?
Well, that's where I grew up.
What?
Okay then. If we can't make contact from outside, then we'll have to sneak in.
I managed to dig up some intel on Naga.
So, what is it?
15 years ago, MIT developed an AI meant to imitate the human neural network.
Neural what now?
It's based on our central nervous system. And the brain they modeled it after was someone heralded as the next Einstein. None other than Dr. Skinner.
Whoa.
They used it for an experiment and programmed it with a thirst for power and a desire for control.
And that became Naga.
Exactly.
Sounds like a disaster in the making.
One more thing. Seems the FBI has started taking their own look into the commune.
Okay, then, Skinner must be there.
I really hope we can make our move before they do. I got a list of ex-MIT researchers. Billy Perez is on it.
Who's he?
The leader of the commune. Billy had such an obsession with Naga that he smuggled the AI out of MIT, founded his own cult, and made it a god for people to worship. Then he shut them off from all contact with the outside world. I suspect he's been using the whole community as a tool to feed Naga's desire to dominate.
Sounds like a playground for a god.
Okay, but like, isn't this Naga thing just a copy of Skinner?
Yeah, more or less.
So then, it's not a stretch to think it'll try to destroy the world just like he did, right?
It's time to break the Great Seal! Come, my dear family! The time to depart this world has arrived!
They're all planning to kill themselves!
Yes, of course! Our souls are eternal! Isn't that right, almighty Naga? Naga? Almighty Naga!
Even the FBI agents who raided that cult, the Tower of the Truth, couldn't find anything tied to Skinner. Very unfortunate. Their deity, Naga, was indeed an AI modeled after Skinner's brain. But the Bureau concluded that the man himself wasn't involved in any way.
So all that for nothing.
Earlier today, the very last ice floe in the Arctic broke apart. In the 20th century, Arctic
Wow,
ice
so the North Pole's finally gone for good?
It's all over the news right now.
Check this out. This video is going viral.
According to my calculations, precisely 3 years from now, the ice in the North Pole will melt and be lost forever.
It's been 3 years to the day since he made that speech.
For real?
So then everything is playing out as Skinner predicted.
Some people are even starting to treat him like a prophet or a god.
But they were just calling him a terrorist the other day.
Forget terrorism. It's possible this entire thing could escalate into World War III.
And now it looks like Hopna is old news.
Yeah, you said it. If Skinner's telling the truth, there's only 15 days left until the first deaths occur.
What's that thing?
A memory drive extracted from Naga. It's the UTM coordinate system. Here are the 4 locations they point to. The Maldives, Manila Bay, the Sakashima Islands, Tuvalu.
Didn't these islands get submerged about 10 years ago?
Now that you mention it.
Are you saying these spots used to be islands instead of water?
Actually, these might be... Yeah, I was right. Skinner bought land in all 4 of these areas right before they sunk into the ocean.
Oh man, this is so confusing.
All this yapping isn't getting us anywhere. Let's take a boat ride. Aloha Ocean Resort.
I gotta say, I totally forgot how blue the sky and sea are.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time I saw a clear sky. That's because Babylonia City is always cloudy.
It's like that everywhere these days.
The only beautiful places left are those without humans.
You know, maybe this is something Skinner wanted us to see. So this is what the Earth really looks like. And we're destroying it. The first 6 trumpets have already sounded. Who can really say that Skinner is wrong then?
How was it?
A bunch of nothing.
It's been 10 years now. Everybody here packed up and moved to another island.
Huh? What happened there?
Oh, a bunch of flying fish jumped out and one of them hit me.
Wow, sounds like it hurts.
Not one bit. It's an insensitivity disorder. I was born with it.
Huh?
It makes me unable to feel pain, so I don't know what it's like.
Oh, wow. So you've never taken Hopna?
I never had a need to take it. Cases like mine aren't uncommon around here. It's called analgesia.
What's up?
I just found out a majority of the people who lived on this island suffer from analgesia.
Really?
Yeah, my guide is actually a former resident. He can't feel pain at all. And guess what? When he was little, he remembers Skinner coming to visit the island.
In the past, we didn't have any money. It was impossible for us to move elsewhere. But then, Mr. Skinner swooped in and bought our entire island from us.
So thanks to him, we had enough money to start new lives.
Elena, can you trace where the money that he spent on the other islands went?
I'll try.
Damn it. I still can't seem to figure Skinner out.
Skinner visited that island 15 years ago for a drive to receive gene donations. Same story with the other islands. He bought up all of their territory, which gave the residents enough money to move away and start new lives.
Whatever the case, it's likely that this analgesia was the origin of Hopna. Do you know where he studied the donated genes?
At the Hogg Institute. Skinner was a researcher there at the time.
Interesting. That place got
shut down after the incident.
I'll look for a list of people who worked there during that period.
I've been thinking, I betcha Naga needed to understand.
Understand what?
Naga saw Skinner as its father. It probably wanted to know his intentions.
It feels almost like we are experiencing everything Skinner had gone through, you know?
Actually, that might be what he had in mind all along.
What do you mean?
He wants us to feel like he felt, live our lives through his experiences.
What you're really saying, all of us are just dancing in the palm of his hand.
I found a data archive. It includes a list of all the researchers affiliated with the Hogg Institute. Huh?
What's wrong?
Well... why?
We need to talk. Is there a good explanation for this that you can share with us?
Very well, then. I knew somebody would uncover this information sooner or later. Yes, it's true that I was once Skinner's colleague at Hogg. I was also part of the team researching Hopna. But right before the drug was finished, he vanished without a trace. He just left. He never said a word to me or any of our colleagues. I was totally devastated. I left the institution shortly after. Then 3 years later, when he finally returned from seclusion, Hopna had become a lethal drug that threatened to destroy the world. Worse yet, we couldn't understand its molecular makeup.
And now? Who are you working for?
Well, I bet you have an educated guess.
Yes, I do. Some special task force created under the NSA, I would assume.
Huh?
That's correct. Lazarus recruited me because of how well I know Skinner.
Special task force?
So basically, we're just their scapegoats when everything goes boom.
Despite your intentions, our view is that the Lazarus team must be held responsible for the various issues they have caused.
Pardon me.
What is it?
Dr. Skinner has just uploaded a new video statement online.
It's been 20 days since I made my initial statement, and I'm afraid that I have yet to have anyone come and visit me. The governments of the world act as if nothing has happened. They continue to fight over territorial waters in the Arctic, and push us even closer to war. Has humanity already given up on the idea of survival? The first Hopna subject will die in 10 days, and you should know that first subject is me.
So unless you find me within that time, hope will be lost forever.
No way.
So he hasn't taken the antidote?
How the future of the world will look is entirely up to you.
That's all I have to say. You have 10 days.
Everything I was planning to say, he just said for me.
What exactly do you mean?
We don't have time to waste on this ridiculous farce. What good does it do any of us to sabotage our colleagues by stabbing them in the back? We are one step away from catching Skinner. Plain and simple. If the committee chooses to disband Lazarus now, then which of you will take responsibility when nobody is able to find him in time? Who will be left to take the blame after the world literally comes to an end?
Then we have no choice.
But sir...
Permission is granted for Lazarus to temporarily resume activities, but that is permitted for only 10 more days. You must capture him without fail before then.
Of course. That is the plan.